Welcome back to Titans. This is season 3, episode 5, Lazarus. Looks like it's being a flashback episode, which is greatly needed because that was, well, I was gonna say that one of my biggest complaints. It's one of my many complaints about this season so far. That we didn't really get the transition from what, for me personally, it's why he's so mad at Dick to where he is now. But at the very least, it's very needed for when he died to the present day, because like I said, 3 weeks time is not enough to be planning all this shit. So I really hope we get to see either how he became so smart all of a sudden, or who he's working with, how they came up with their plans. I hope it just answers some questions and makes me feel satisfied about how this came to be, because right now I just feel like I feel like they're just doing stuff and we're supposed to accept it, and I don't. So with that in mind, let's just get into this episode and see what happens. What?
Why don't we get you a little hit of your happy juice and then we'll be on our way.
Nice happy juice.
Here you go. That's it.
Girl, what the fuck is happening with him? Donna, what?
I'd like you to see an old friend of mine, Dr. Leslie Tompkins.
Ooh,
I'm fine.
you need
If she
help,
agrees
dude.
with you, you can go back to being Robin. But until I hear the word from her, you're shut down.
Okay, I think this is a good play by Bruce.
I'm still me.
Right, that's one of those things that sounds real cool but doesn't actually mean anything.
Let's go introduce ourselves.
Jake,
Just a conversation. That's all.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, you're getting people roped up into your bullshit.
let's get out of here.
Where's your swag, cowboy?
Sir, get your ass. Jason.
Bad dreams. I'm off my game. Just give me the pill.
The pill?
That's what you fucking do, right? You get people to open up about their shit and you give them pills.
My dude, you need to chill the fuck out.
We're here to talk about you.
That's what I'm saying.
My
Like,
session, my money. Answer the question.
that's... You're not paying for this. Bruce is.
If you're that fucked up, how are you a therapist?
I'm honest. That's how this process starts.
Exactly. God, I'm so annoyed with him again. I like him better as Red Hood, to be honest. Like, him as Jason in this show is just so aggravating. Whereas him as Red Hood in the show, at least... Scarface? Two-Face? I don't know. Him as Red Hood is tolerable. Is that Raish's fucking sword? Oh my god. Catwoman's goggles? They're just throwing shit in here.
She's kind of hot. Did you two ever...
I have got a conference call with Metropolis tonight. I'm proud of you, son.
Son?
Yeah.
Okay, this seems like good shit. Why? How did this go wrong? This feels like a good moment. Like, I feel like Bruce is doing the right shit.
Fucker.
I don't know where Jason fell off here.
Robin, on the other hand, is a construct made by a crime-fighting vigilante who has a borderline personality disorder. Robin is the living embodiment of that man's
Speak the
projection.
truth, Leslie. This all seems good. Where did it go wrong?
Speak something?
Where did this shit go wrong?
I won't lose you.
So he's benching him forever, permanently?
You won't.
I want you to be Robin.
You talk to Leslie.
But this is...
I didn't speak to her. This is my decision alone.
This is...
Bullshit.
They just have the gate wide open. Anyone can visit. I really can't stand this version of Crane.
You must be free. You down?
Is there no cameras in this place? Like, Mitch. Yeah. So he actually did die. Hence the Lazarus. Girl, what kind of crypt look? But what is that? There's a fucking Lazarus pit underneath Arkham. Damn. Oh, okay. He's actually dead. How the fuck did Crane get out here? What is happening? Can we throw this whole man out? I really don't like this version of Scarecrow. There's just too much personality going on here. And it's not the right one. Shoot the damn strobe light, Jesus. I'm not epileptic, my eyes are hurting. Okay, enough with the fucking strobes, Jesus.
You don't have to.
What? What is happening? Is that it? Oh man. See, now I forgot what I was going to talk about. I like this episode a lot better than the last one. I'll say that. I'm really glad that it hit on all the plot points that we've been missing. We're getting the, why is Jason like this? How did he go from... I think it answers a lot of questions. So I feel like it's a lot more now of he's being manipulated by Crane. Because I think his road to recovery was actually like really good. It kind of hit the plot points I was expecting. Him being kind of hesitant at first, resistant to it, and then finally opening up, and like he was actually making some progress. I can't say I disagree with what Bruce did, benching him at at the crime alley scene. I don't think it's the worst thing that could have happened, but I think both sides. I think both Bruce and Jason could have handled that situation better. However, I don't fault Bruce's logic there. The first episode, and then like everything else we've seen of Bruce led me to believe that he made a like terrible choice. Like, how do I say this? Last season, and then the first episode, like everything that we know about this Bruce, the fact that he killed Joker, everything up to this episode made me believe that whatever Bruce did to push Jason away was going to be like the worst thing in the world. But I don't think it was. I think it was a logical, sound decision. I think it was, I could see him doing that, and I don't think it was the wrong choice. Obviously, Jason took it a bit too far, and not to victim blame Jason, but he was kind of not listening to Bruce and kind of blowing up over it. I think Bruce, in turn, should have at least considered his feelings and maybe gone back on his decision a little bit. But I think it came from a place of goodness in himself. I feel like the Bruce that we've been told and we've seen so far has been like very self-centered, and I guess his decision was self-centered because he wanted a son, and he wanted it's all kind of selfish that way. However, there's also kind of I don't know, it just felt like a good thing for me. So I don't know how everyone else feels about that. But yeah, even before that, I think it was a good thing just to bench him until he sees a therapist. I will say that it's wrong for him to change his mind about it. The stipulation was you see the therapist, and once she says you're doing better, you're in. I think it was kind of shitty of him to say, never mind, you're just permanently out. Especially since we know that he was looking for other Robins afterwards, and the episode 1 stuff where he's kind of losing it. I think that was kind of shitty of him to do that, but in the moment, I think it was a good thing to just say, hey, go see a therapist, you need some help. He should have taken his own device, to be honest. Gone to talk to Leslie a little bit. So yeah, it was a really good episode as far as showing us how both of these characters are traumatized and doing fucked up shit. You know, it wasn't painting either of them in like a perfect light. They're both doing wrong things. They're both doing right things. I think that Crane is definitely manipulating Jason now, especially after he got him killed. So I think that's kind of our way into redeeming him. You know, right now he's kind of just a puppet for Crane, and I think that's going to be the way that they're going to be able to write him into an anti-hero, as somehow breaking that manipulation, that drug abuse from Crane, and making him see the light, come to Jesus moment. You know, he's definitely killed people. We've seen it here. He's definitely doing some things of his own accord, and there's definitely some, you know, his hatred towards Dick and Bruce. It's definitely his own. It's not force-fed to him, but he is still a pawn to Crane. So I like that we're finally getting that confirmation that it's not really his game plan anymore. It might have been at the beginning when he went to go visit Crane, and but you know, right after that, Crane manipulated him, got him addicted to this drug for one thing, killed him, resurrected him. Now he's like his personal little soldier. So I really like that plot point. God, I really can't remember. There was one part I was going to talk about. Crane is a character I don't like. As a plot device, yes, it's a good plot device for him to be the real villain. As a personality type, as a character direction for the actor and everything, the writing for him, I don't like the way they're characterizing him. So I'm very curious how other people feel. I know some people like him, but his stupid little dance scene, like they're just, I don't know, they're just making him some weird like quirky stoner hippie dude, and and giving him grandiose words, and you know, his vocabulary, and I don't know, it's just all a bunch of hodgepodge of weird things that I don't like put together. His look, you know, I don't know. I'm really curious to see what the consensus is, because everything all stacked into one being does not do it for me. You know, if it was his disheveled look, but more of the Crane that we've seen in other media, maybe I'd be okay with it. If it was his personality mixed with a more typical looking appearance, maybe I'd be okay with it. But just like everything shoved into one person does not scream Crane to me. There's glimpses where I'm like, yes, that's him. Like when he's force feeding Jason that drug, and he's like, listen to your doctor and shit, you know, like there's moments where I'm like, this is good, but overall I just don't gel with what they're doing with him. Kind of going off of that, I think it's funny and interesting that in the comics right now, coming up, actually not right now, but the end of the year here, they're going to do a Batman event called Fear State, focusing on fucking Scarecrow. So it makes me wonder if they knew, you know, did Titans know that they're doing that? Did DC Comics let Titans draw from that? Is it like a big publishing marketing thing? Because there was a kind of similar thing going on in Marvel, actually. In the Avengers game, they released Black Panther DLC the same week that the What If episode about Black Panther was. It was the same damn week. 2 days. I think it was Tuesday was the Marvel game, and then Wednesday was the What If episode. So it's like too close to be coincidence. I think it's an actual thing. Was that last week? Shit. God, these weeks are just blurring together. Anyways, back to Titans. Like I said, I liked this episode a lot better. It answered a lot of questions. You know, it was done in a way that I think there wasn't any leaps in like logic, or you know, there wasn't any gaps of like, this is weird, this is dumb. It kind of all flowed pretty seamlessly from like, this is how he got to here, to go to Leslie, to get to Crane. You know, it all kind of made sense of like, okay, this is why he is the way he is now. Yeah, I'm just curious to see. Oh, the Lazarus pit. What the? That's. I wish they'd give more thought into that. It's just kind of like, yeah, there's a Lazarus pit under Arkham. Bruce didn't know about it. Like, no, I don't know. I wish there's a little bit more of that. I love the little teases in the Batcave of all the different trophy collection things. But yeah, I'm just curious to see where we go from here, because again, we have Blackfire from last episode. She's released. I don't want her to be... Right now, it feels like with the way that we have been focusing so much on Crane and Red Hood, it feels like they are going to be the main focus. And that was kind of my fear going into this when we heard about all the leaks of Barbara was going to be there, these two characters are going to be there, we're going to be in Gotham. That was my fear, was that we're going to be... Yeah, my biggest fear is that this show is going to turn into a Batman show. And I think it's coming true. So that's one thing I don't really like. You know, I'm interested to see, because I am invested now in how these all, you know, how Red Hood will presumably turn into an anti-hero, be redeemed somehow. I'm interested in how much of Crane we get. Will he suit up as Scarecrow? Is he just going to be there? You know, like how much of a role is he going to play besides just the whispers in Jason's ear? But at the same time, I feel like it's like season 2, we're setting up Blackfire is going here, and then somewhere along the production line we just said, nope, we're going to Gotham. So that's my big thing, is like they laid the tracks for Red Hood. They definitely teased it last season, but then they're like, nope, we're going all in on Red Hood now. So again, it kind of goes back to, I wonder if DC as a whole kind of was like, hey, we're doing this comic story next year about Scarecrow and, you know, the Tinian run and everything. Let's make Titans about Scarecrow also, just to have the marketing, because it was clearly setting up Blackfire as a villain last season, and now so far we've kind of just gotten her as like a moody sister to Starfire. Like, yes, there's antagonistic tendencies and it's possible, but with all the shit they're setting up here, the fact that 4 of these 5 episodes have been about Jason, even last episode was about Jason, makes me think that we're just going to focus on this mainly. Blackfire kind of will be there for maybe like 2 more episodes, if that. I really just don't know what they're going to do with her. That's my main criticism at this point. Anyways, what did you guys think of this episode? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. God. Like I said, it's a better episode than the last one. I like this one better than the last episode, so they have that going for it. But I'm just not... Me personally, I don't like where this season is going, but this season is at least progressing better as a show, if that makes sense. Like, I do not like the storyline they're doing, but at least the storyline is written better than it was before. That's all I could say. So, thanks for watching. I'll talk with you in the comments below. See you next time.